I swear to God, the internet, CenturyLink needs to behave. This has been ridiculous. So, anyway, let me do some shouties since right as we went to the commercial and everything exploded, we got some people fucking showing up. Specifically, Abby and Junkyard Dave. And so, Jesus Christ. And let me guess, freaking Clippy's gonna be a shithead, isn't it? Again. You know, whatever. Clippy's freaking down for the count, because well, it's, yeah. Whatever. I'm done dealing with it. Yeah. We can live without it. But we're back, and while I was on the break, I did check my email, and I know I got the email, and one of the emails was the VOD warning from Twitch about the muted audio. And here's what they said in terms of the copyrighted works that they got flagged. Arctic Giant by Classic Cartoons. Bulleteers by Classic Cartoons. Electric Earthquake by Classic Cartoons featuring Locust Luciano. Here's the fucking thing. Those are 3 Fleischer Superman shorts. Those have been in the public domain for over 55 fucking years. 55 years. And they don't have it. It's, yeah. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? The Superman shorts have been in the... I mean, granted, all of the fucking public domain shorts that I played overnight have been in the public domain since the 60s into the early 70s. But for God's sakes, there isn't even the hat of, oh, it's a Warner Brothers cartoon and it integrated some shit from... it integrated, music from the Warner Music Library. No, it's a fucking Fleischer it's 3 Fleischer cartoons. For God's sakes. And also... Okay, so yeah, so fucking... So, yeah. I'm just... Thank you, Abby. It's not, yeah, it's the internet. It's just decided to be a butt, you know. Now, let me see here. Did I... Okay, so we gotta add... Since we've had 2 subs, we gotta add 360 seconds to make ourselves right here. And then we gotta... Because, yeah. Okay, so we're right as it is. Yeah, CenturyLink trying its damnedest to be like yeah, it's going well otherwise, absolutely. I've face planted multiple times on Wily Stage 1. Well, thank you for that, Abby. But yeah. You actually, I mean, but yeah, it's just like, and sorry if you tried to actually watch the cartoons and some of the ones that, for like most of the evening only got a quarter because of the different screen resolutions of the video files. Yeah, that was my bad. But anyway, let us get back on this and hopefully make progress more than Wily Stage 1. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when I woke up, I woke. At one point, I woke up a couple 3 hours before I did it, and I was like, kind of noticed it instantly. You get those Warner Brothers rings, and there's only like a little pie wedge instead of the full, the full circle. You realize that you didn't do the right setting for the video files, and it's like I quickly, yeah. But oh well. Yes, I definitely got some sleep. Oh. Maybe we resume the timer. Oh, and son of a bitch. We got to roll for 2. I just remembered. Since Dave did Dave did the sub, so that put me at another game here to roll. So hold on a second. Let's use the old internet random generator doohickey here. Because of the $10 world, there are again, we established there are 1,699 possible. Well, no, 1,698 because we already did one a little bit ago. So 1,698. So let's see what it'll be. Number 976 on the backlog. What is it? Oh, that's the 25 tier. Atlantis for the PlayStation 1. I cannot even remember what that is about, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out at some point in the future. So let's put it on the board. So hold on here. We're gonna do that. Edit that. Oh. Okay, so that's one more for the list. Let's hide you away. So, yeah, so we're five away from a big game, an RPG type game redeem. And $30 from Dear God No. What the fuck? Evil incarnate troll ass game, which includes such beloved classics as Holy Diver, Glover, and Lester the Unlikely. And if that happens, I will, if it's any of those three, September slash August slash September will be terrible. Yes, pretty much. But with all of these games, I'm just committing to giving them the good college try. I'm not gonna commit to beat them. So if I have my limit, or if I reach my limit, especially with the $50 with a $50 redeem, yeah, I will not torture myself more than necessary. But yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. But regardless of that, the money is appreciated. It keeps me solvent in these jobless times. Among other things in the offing that I have yet to announce publicly. Big non-job happenings are afoot, let's just say. That's as far as I'll leave it for now. Which will lead me to another round of doing the one thing that I hate more than anything else. Especially when connected to the video games. That's your one hint. Okay. Okay, Butts Man. You better behave your damn self. Because that last go, before the internet blow it up ishness, you know, that was fucking rude, sir. You've never done that to me, and I've owned this cart for fucking 30 goddamn years now. Oh. Time for Cut Man. For Cut Me Mick Man. Alternative names for Robot Masters, of course. Always in flux. We're always workshopping them. Hey, Dave. Thank you for welcoming me back. Let me re-shout you out. ClippyBot has left the scene after all of these damn disconnections, and I don't feel like resetting it. So there will be no clip. Art Rock? What the fuck? I've never heard of it either, and it sounds extremely fucking pretentious. I mean, cause I ain't gonna lie, cause I mean, granted, yeah. I mean, granted, my freaking music library, I just have rock, I have country, I have alternative, you know, which is basically, you know, for a very, you know, it's basically limited to, you know, 90s, you know, alternative bands, because, you know, that's, yeah, and that's like, you know, a sign of how much of an old I am. Yeah, so rock, country, alternative, pop, and, soundtracks. I think that's all that I have. Let me... What the fuck? I'm at the computer here, so let's see. Yeah. Rock. Oh, I have spoken and audio because I have some comedy albums. But yeah, most of it, the overwhelming majority of it is rock. Oh yeah, I also have R&B. And of course, the soundtracks are quite a goddamn bit. Oh, and I have blues too. And that's because, you know, B.B. King. Because, you know, obviously. And hip-hop / rap. Which, I mean, you know. Yeah, and those are the genres. But art rock, whoever you yeah. Getting Diamond Eyes, at least shoegaze. I've never heard of shoegaze. That's new to me. Yeah, but Dave, like, you know, a great percentage of your musical education is dictated by CanCom. You know, so yeah, genre. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, Dave. Oh yeah, fucking the country, mainstream country starting with the 90s just makes my skin crawl, because if I want fucking country, I want fucking country. I mean, yeah, I'm from fucking Vermont, so of course I was exposed to, you know, serious goddamn fucking Oak Ridge Boys, fucking, Dolly Parton, freaking Johnny Cash, freaking, real goddamn old school fucking country. But once that new country shit happened in the 90s, I was like, nope. That was, Garth Brooks to me is, he is, I will be perfectly legitimate here. Garth Brooks, as far as I'm concerned, Garth Brooks is as close to musical Satan as Pat Boone, fuck, I had the names in my head and they just flew right out. Oh, and Pat Boone and John Tesh. I don't know. I moved out of Vermont before that new country, pop country shit happened. I mean, when I was living in fucking Vermont, I mean, it was fucking, Garth Brooks, yeah, well, as well you should, Moni. It's his best all tradition. Yes, hating New Hampshire is fair. Which is ironic because even though so much of my family has, on my mother's side has New Hampshire roots, but you do tropical island country or Jamaican country. Isn't Jamaican country technically reggae? Thanatos. No. Although that brings up a hilarious story. So, my family moved to Vegas in December of 1990. So, and moving, of course, that involves certain This is a true fucking story. True story that I'm about to relate to you. So, moving anywhere across state lines is a big thing. But, so anyway, my parents, so among the things that had to happen, I mean, first off, the whole issue of getting a checking account was like so complicated in this town in the early 90s, but that's secondary. But anyway, when my parents go, of course they have to change their driver's license from Vermont to Nevada. So they go to the DMV, and they, of course, they go separate lines. So my dad, he goes, and it's like kind of wild that that so many of these stories I've been telling lately, have involved my father and not my mother, which is kind of odd. But anyway, my father gets in line, gets to the person, and she looks at I think it was a woman or whatever. Gender isn't even important to the story. But anyway, the person gets there, looks at his Vermont driver's license, is like, "Where's Vermont? Is that near Alabama?" And yeah, and we that used to be we used to laugh about that in the family for fucking years. Because, I mean, you know, as far as fucking New England is concerned, Alabama is... Don't tell this Mixer. Don't fucking clip this. Don't tell Little Mixer this. Don't do it. I don't want to get in trouble with Little Mixer here. But as far as we were concerned, Alabama was the redneck ass, super redneck ass. And, you know, we were from the Northeast. Yeah, you can say anus, anus, anus. They're... Dave. Yeah. Well, if I told you not to do it, Dave, you would do it. Vermont is Alabama's hat? No. Vermont is the put upon middle child between New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Quebec. That's what Vermont is. He would agree. I just want to cover my... I know Mixer definitely has words to say, but I want to cover my ass. Because knows how redneck he is. Yeah. Which is so funny because you know.
Punishment? What about my trial? It's over, and the verdict is guilty. Guilty of the one unforgivable crime. Failure.
Dave, you wound me. You wound me. Well, that's the thing, because Maine has all that, you know, all that vacation, you know, is you know, tourist kind of tourist trappy. Well, that, and although, you know, I've never been, you know, low key, I've never been inside the state of Maine. I've been to New Hampshire, I've been to Quebec, and I've been to New York, but I've never been to Maine. My biggest exposure to Maine is, and this will date me as being old, is that for many years, for many, pretty much until the digital TV switchover, the ABC station out of Portland, Maine, they had their transmitter on Mount Washington in New Hampshire, and so the end result was that the entire region got the goddamn station. That's my exposure to Maine. And, well, let's just put it this way. For certain parts of the state, back before cable was widespread, that station was the ABC station, the only one that you could get in the state of Vermont, in certain parts of Vermont. And that was a problem because the Vermont's ABC station, Channel 22, they played all the good cartoons in weekday afternoons. And they played fucking Star Trek, too. The original Star Trek. Well, and also Next Generation, but mostly the original Star Trek for this story. Yeah. So anytime I would go to said relatives, I would be a whiny little bitch because it meant that I was missing my damn cartoons. Yes. I was, you know, I was like a fucking old granny missing her goddamn stories. No. No, I joke about Quebec and everything, but, you know, there's no hate for Quebec. I know at least one person from Quebec. I just, you know, make fun of them because, you know, it's, you know, just because they're so, you know, they're so mockable. My dad was actually from Montreal. It was always interesting going... So, what, I take it, Dave, you're not... Yeah, so you're not, You don't... So, I presume you don't speak French, is what you're not a francophone. Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, although we gotta get clear, when it comes to Quebec and the whole French-speaking thing, they were for many decades, they were treated like second-class citizens up in Canada. The Francophones, and specifically the people from Quebec. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, sure. They need Quebec. I mean, fucking Montreal and Quebec City are pretty big fucking, you know, cities, and, you know, Quebec is by volume, if I remember right, Quebec by volume is the biggest producer of maple syrup in Canada, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you get disrespected, they will, you know, if a group of people get there, they will take care, you know, they will circle the goddamn wagons. I mean, it doesn't even need to be... Shit. It doesn't even need, you know, it doesn't even need to be, you know, something serious like, you know, minority group. Quebec is going there with my dad. Asked two people where a store was in English. They answered us, then laughed and... Oh my god! Dave, wow. Well, that explains the day where Dave got his Daveness from. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, but if you get, again, you get kicked in the face enough times, you will be a defensive asshole. It's like, you know, and again, it's not just, you know, that's how it is for any group, friend group, you know, racial group, you know, and any, you know, they will circle the wagons. Yeah, there are people that they will be like, yeah, fuck you, but... No problem, Moni. Yeah. And I see what you did there with the proto the proto reference there. Because if it isn't proto child, it's Del Laundry. Okay, so get our magnet beam. You know, that was a pretty dicey fucking jump there. Okay, time to take out the trash. Sir, you're dead. Now for the next butt clench area. God damn it. Damn. Thank goodness for Cerebot. Cerebot's been fucking catching some flies today. Yeah, yes, they are totally, Dave, they absolutely are. The worst part is though, and this is, the worst part is though, is that the hit detection has a bad habit of dying on the little shitheads when they fire. If you're standing on them and they fire, or you know, try to land on them just as they're firing, you can go right through the fuckers. It is the worst goddamn thing ever. It's why everyone, I mean, obviously, you know, why everybody, you know, not just the speedrunners, just, you know, go through that section with the magnet beam, because it is fucking redonkulous bullshit. And speaking of such, we need to get that spammer out of my fucking feed here. Can I? Yeah, so. Yep, it's time for fire! 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 Man. Okay, yeah, we need to workshop that. Because that's just a recipe for fucking shredding my throat to death. Thank you for that vote of approval, Vanitos. Shit. God! Son of a bitch! Fuck me. Oh, God. I'm going to take another break. Oh, my God. Well, first off, let's pause the timer. I'm going to take another break. Oh, my brain is starting to fry here. We'll run some ads to, you know, keep the ad bot away, too. It'll only be a few minutes here. I'll be back. Oh, fuck. Son of a bitch. I'm back. And, well, that break was a little bit longer than planned because, yeah. Got the news that Joe Biden has dropped out of the presidential race. Which, he should have dropped out fucking, long ago. Well, he should have never been the nominee in 2020, but we ain't gonna go into that. Yes, exactly, Lowe's. I mean, he pulled a goddamn he pulled a freaking an LBJ. Fucking realized that that it was all that he had fucking. I mean, honestly, fucking LBJ fucking up with Vietnam equates to Joe Biden fucking up with Israel and Palestine. Yeah. I mean, it's right there. The parallels are right there, and I hate to tell you, the Democratic convention is probably just going to be as much of a shit show as the 68 Democratic convention was. I mean, and that's without fucking Mayor Daley bullshit happening. Because I also saw that Biden endorsed Harris, which is, the less I have to say about her, the better. But, oh my god, they're going to fuck it up. Because, I mean, yeah, you go from the genocide apologist to the cop. That it's not as simple as that. And oh yeah, fucking this just hours after Aaron Sorkin had he did, but that, I mean, there is dumb shit afoot in the Democratic Party. And I mean, because this morning in the New York Times, Aaron Sorkin, that ultimate fuckface, he did a guest editorial where he suggested that the fucking Democrats should run Mitt fucking Romney as the fucking nominee. Yeah. Yes, basically. I've long wanted to punch Aaron Sorkin in the fucking face, but now I want to physically charge him money, like fucking thousands of dollars per minute that I've ever spent watching anything that he's made, or engaging with him, or engaging with anything that he's ever made, because that was the fucking dumbest thing I have fucking seen in my goddamn life. Absolutely. I mean, it just insults me. Fucking Mitt Romney. Yeah, and the thing that is that the fucking, oh no, that's the basis for fucking the Affordable Care Act is what they passed, and it's, corporate dog shit. I mean, just doesn't, isn't what it, just a total half measure. And he fucking tried to take credit. I mean, and he can't even take credit for that. I mean, Mitt Romney's more fucking responsible for Bain Capital bullshit than anything he did as governor of Massachusetts. Yeah, yeah, the it's just the entire America is very much a fucking an empire in decline, and we're living through it. Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Which is so fucking hilarious. Yes, that's the big part of it. No fucking, you know, lack of proper education in general, but civics is especially, and it's basically, it's pretty much by design. Because there is an element in power in this country that would prefer that it was still white male landowners that had the vote, and nobody else. Women, fuck no. Minorities, fuck no. Poor people, especially fuck no. God damn it. Because that's the dirty little secret when you get people that want the, you know, the originalists with the Constitution, is that they want that. I mean, yeah, there are parts of it, you know, that are quiet, part out loud, but they want it so only the fucking, you know, the rich property owners have a fucking say. That's what they talk about. That's what they mean when they talk about, you know, going back to the original intent of the founders. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. The other big one, of course, is the George Carlin, you know, saying, it's a big club and you're not in it. I mean, because that's the real tragedy of Carlin dying, is that people fucking forget. People forget just how he was complete long before he died. Like, when Clinton was president, how he was just absolutely, you know, done with the entire system of government. Yes. I mean, even his daughter, it's like, even his daughter just seems to discount just how much he was beyond the Democrats and the Republicans and saw through their bullshit. He just totally did. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I mean, and it's funny, because he would be timeless simply for his observations on the language. I mean, seriously, Carlin would be still relevant today simply for all of his bits on language. Hell, it's why his book versions of his stand-up routines, which I have multiple in the net, multiple in my bookcase, why those work so well, because it's just, you know, riffing on the language. But his political, you know, statements are just amazingly. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing of it is, though, is that in so many states, it doesn't even fucking matter. You know, if somebody does an individual protest, it doesn't even fucking matter at this point. Because, I mean... Because, I mean, the whole point about the not voting was very much I know, yeah. The solution is to the solution is not voting. The solution is to, you know, is to be, you know, active, to fucking, you know, at the bare minimum, you know, I know that Sagan Mizu, if he was here, he'd be talking about community building, which is correct. But the thing of it is that, you know, voting is not the panacea. And that's the thing. When they do absolute fuckery, you gotta call them on it. I mean, because it's so ridiculous how fucking, oh no, how in this goddamn country, all of the politicians that, you know, stood by when, you know, because January 6th was a you know, it's amazing that people didn't, you know, the actual politicians didn't go to jail for that. I mean, because Biden's dropped out as a result of people, you know, just being like, you know, fuck this noise when it comes... Oh, you son of a bitch, you did it again! I hate this asshole. You fucker! Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like Biden's dropping out specifically because everybody pissed off at, you know, first off, the lying about how wonderful the economy is. It's not wonderful. Inflation is still out of fucking control. Home prices are fucking cartoon levels. I mean, for a normal person, the economy is not great. You know, so there's that fucking, you know, that story in and of itself. But the thing of it is that the tipping point for a lot of people was the fact that we're funding Israel doing a goddamn genocide. And that's what they're doing. And it's, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna make friends for fucking, you know, on this site for doing it. Never mind that we just had a goddamn, you know, Games Done Quick was just not even a couple weeks ago, and they raised money for MSF, who one of their primary challenges right now is fucking getting health care to people in the West Bank. And the other, you know... Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely that. Because the timing is bullshit. I mean, I will agree with the fact that he needed to step out, but fucking this late in the cycle is comically bad. And... yeah, she won't, because she's not... I mean, the thing of it is, her being named his running mate was so weird anyway, because she didn't even get any... she didn't get any support in the primary. She was, like, far down. I mean... I'm sure that's the I'm sure that was the optics, you know, a non-white a non-white VP and a woman to hide the fact that, you know, to kind of, you know, smooth over the fact that Joe is super goddamn racist. Never mind that Harris is a fucking cop. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, at this point, she's the only logical option since she's the vice president. But, again, controlled opposition. And to your controlled opposition point, the best way to make it a total shit show is for them to not go around it. Especially because once fucking K-Hive, those fuck faces, once they, you know, get involved with the discourse. Yes, there's no. Oh yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, mind you, of course, they did it. I mean, and the thing of it is, it was dictated by the donors. You can't tell me that it wasn't dictated by the donors. I mean, because the Democrats don't do any. I mean, neither major party does anything without the donors, but the Democrats especially don't do shit without their donors. It's all about the fucking money, people. Well, yeah, that's the thing. The problem with about a lot of online leftists is that, I mean, it's so much fucking infighting over dumb shit. I mean, it really is. I mean, I have a lot of respect. And it's just like, I mean... And the problem is, of course, is that leftists are uniquely terrible at getting rid of... at preventing terrible human beings from getting a voice at the table. I have found that they're just uniquely terrible at keeping the worst of the worst. Which always bites, you know, the left in the ass. Because, oh no, anytime, you know, they become, you know, these shitty people become the faces. And guess what? Yeah. Because I will never discount somebody being apathetic about the choices that we have, because it's just lesser of two evils every fucking cycle. And it's even worse at the state level here in Nevada. Oh my god. I mean, they're just... I mean, the specter of Harry Reid just looms so large in this state, and it just disgusts me, because I mean, he was fucking the worst. Because, I mean, and that's the thing, is the local elections are the one where it's like, yeah, if you have fucking quality, if you have quality options, and yeah, it's not always the case. I mean, again, this state is particularly lousy. for it. Yeah. But I mean, there were places where, and you just can't just vote and check out as well. I mean, and a lot of people do that. There are a lot of people that fucking voted for Obama. What the fucking shit? God damn it, why? Why the fuck is Gutsman being a fucking son of a bitch all of a sudden? This has never fucking happened with me, with him. Where he fucking just comes for me. And that's the, yeah. I mean, it totally is, but the thing of it is that, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't blame a lot of people for getting tired of it and checking out, but it's the bigger problem. It's truly the root of everything, because as the instant you check out, that's when they fucking pull the worst bullshit. Yeah. Well, that's another issue, is that empathy is... Empathy is also at a all-time low. And along with critical thinking. Son of a bitch. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Why, you know... You think? That's the thing. I mean, you know... I mean... Because part of me hopes, you know... Part of me hopes that fucking once these fucking, you know, the boomers and, well, the remaining people that are even older than boomers, and of course, you know, honestly, Gen X, speaking as somebody who's on the in the cusp between Gen X and millennial, yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the thing, why I think that if we you know, if the older generations, you know, that, you know, if this country, you know, until the older generations, you know, age out, or, you know, well, basically until they die, because, I mean, we saw with fucking, We saw in California with fucking what's her face that they will trot your ass. They, you know, if you're in power, they will trot your ass out until you fucking keel over, and even then they'll try and keep your desiccated corpse going until you fucking die. I mean, but it just seems to me that the younger generations that have fucking had to grow up in this shit, you know, without, you know, knowing that so much of the gospel of fucking American society is complete horseshit, that they kind of, yeah, where's the exploding puppy bomb? Yeah, can we give, you know, can we give that to some people? But anyway, I get the impression that the younger generations, you know, are a little bit more, you know, first off, they've grown up in knowing that the American dream is just complete bullshit, because it's never been real for them at all, you know, unless, you know, they were born into money. Fuck me. You know, so I just get the impression that they're a little bit more on the I maybe it's misplaced hope, but I get the feeling that they're a little bit more on the ball. I mean, the thing of it is that if they completely just check out and give up, that's millennials when I just learn and think, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, because I've seen it so much in my generation that when they, you know, with like, I mean, when they see when something that they grew up with, they'll just like, retreat into, you know, the brands and make it their whole damn personality and whatnot. And even though it's like, you do realize that the people that made the thing, that actually made it, that thing that you like, fucking are like dead or not getting paid. You do realize that, right? And you do all, and on the other end of it, you did pay attention to the lessons, that the point of the entertainment that you consumed, right? Yeah, how I know? Yeah, because, oh no, you want me to think? You know, and it's like, I mean, especially when it's like somebody that's, you know, something that was, that they're married to something that they watched as a kid. It's like, I mean, you know, that was specifically catered for kids. It's like, you do realize, right, that that thing you watched, they were explicitly, you know, teaching you, you know, things. Oh, Kane, we were talking about Biden dropping out, and the greater political malaise in this country. One of them was very yeah, and that's another. Fuck. Wait, I learned. Yeah, that's the thing. Mr. Rogers was a real one. Totally. I mean, but the thing of it is that even some. I mean, people took the wrong lessons from so much stuff. It's like, I mean, my bread and butter, besides Mr. Rogers, besides Sesame Street. Sesame Street, of course, is, a lot of the fucking cartoons, especially the syndicated cartoons. It's like, and it's like, like your G.I. Joes and your Transformers, and they're all good fighting evil things, and it's like, not a single one of them fucking, so many of my generation took it as G.I. Joe as pure raw fucking yay military. It's like, not really. They snuck in some, at least with a cartoon, they fucking snuck in some shit. I mean, there's an entire 2-part episode of G.I. Joe that's predicated on how a military person's fucking benefits don't transfer to their parents. And, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I mean, and it's so funny. It's like, I mean, granted, again, Vermont has, I mean, I don't know how much it's changed since I moved away in '90, but Vermont PBS was really freaking strenuous and really, had a lot going on for it besides, just throwing up whatever was on the national feed. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, but, I mean, people, I mean, like, I was referring with G.I. Joe, like, the traitor. The whole point is of that thing, the whole kicking off point is that, Dusty fucking, gets involved with the whole double cross, triple cross thing because his benefits don't transfer to his mother and she doesn't have health care to fucking treat her. It's like, you do realize that is, not a yay, hooray military sort of thing, right? Well, yeah, I mean, fucking... Yeah, WGBH, I mean, was and still is. Fuck. God damn it. WGBH was and to an extent still is a freaking, an excellent freaking PBS, station. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. There's so much, I mean, but the thing of it is that even, I mean, and that's the thing that, I mean, because I'm old enough to where I grew up with, like, Captain Kangaroo. And, like, the tail, I caught the tail end of that as a thing, before CBS canceled it. And the thing of it is that Keeshan was, I mean... the thing of it is that Bob Keeshan, bless his heart, he wasn't as, I mean, outside of the actual show itself, he wasn't as zen as Fred Rogers, but I mean, he was the same point, is that kids gotta have some, about, putting something out that was good for kids. And yeah, and of course Mr. Wizard's another example. I don't know, it's like that's, I mean, yeah, my partner's 80. He lived here until he was 15, 16. Then they moved to Southern California. Later. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's like... And it's like, I mean, the thing of it is that there are a lot of places, because there are a lot of places that just got starved on education, because, yeah, I mean, Vermont's, because, like, Nevada, education here is so, especially K through 12 is notoriously fuck awful. And and the worst part is, nobody wants to pay for a damn thing. Moni, Mr. Wizard was, so Mr. Wizard, he was a science program. For Kane and myself, we associate Mr. Wizard, he had a show on Nickelodeon that was, they made mostly episodes in the 80s, but reruns of it aired well into the 2000s. But before then, in the decades before then, he did science programs dating back to like the 50s and shit. Just teaching kids like practical science with like science experiments, like with like household shit. And it was like, it wasn't histrionic. It was very, very straightforward. Very, it was the most exciting. Oh, yeah, Bill Nye, like, credits Mr. Wizard as, like, his inspiration. And it's like, Mr. Wizard is a lot more, Bill Nye is a lot more high energy than Mr. Wizard was. Which, is... But, yeah, and he was, But, yeah, But that's the thing. You had things like that, and it's, like, just practical, so many people that saw... Mr. Wizard is like, oh, god damn it, death again. Yeah. And it's so sad that, it's so sad that there's no space for that, for even a Bill Nye. On television or on streaming for something, something that gets people, interested in science, because, the dirty secret about science is not just learning about how things work, but learning the scientific process, learning to think, learning to analytically, to diagnose, to critically put together how things work. Because that's the thing about teaching science, is that, it's not just how things work, it's it's teaching the process of how things work and how you determine that things work. And that's why, and the fact that that's, the fact that we've really lost that. Because when I talk about, like, for instance, Kane and I talk about Mr. Wizard, it's like, it's so funny. The intro for that was besides the intro being the most, exciting thing about it, is that it aired for about 2 decades on Nickelodeon. And, first off, they low-key had kids of all backgrounds, all races, creeds, colors, genders, what have you, apparent, as much as, kids from about, like, 8 to 14-ish, can, would display. But the thing of it is that they didn't film many after the mid-80s. And it's like, even though it was obvious that it looked, you know, it had the look of an old show and everything, you know, it says something that it aired for 20 years, despite, you know, it was oddly timeless. Yeah. And that's, yeah, it's true. And the funny thing is, of course, is that now the internet is not the sum of all knowledge at our fingertips. Search engines are fucking trash now. It's all optimized and, you know, there to fucking sell you ads. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. As we chat on a website fucking owned by a corporation doing, you know, some of the most harm to the internet. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the worst part about having been around on the internet in the late 80s, is that, or late 90s, I should say, and to now, is that I've seen it, you know, go from just like, you know, this weird, you know, independent thing where brands were like, "Hello, kids. Do you like video games? Do you like, you know, that cool thing?" To, yeah, of course, because we're less than microbes. We aren't even, yeah. Beep, boop, beep, yeah. He don't, yeah. He doesn't. He refuses to learn words. Well, sometimes you just have to be like, you know, show them where it's from. There are some people that are just like, I mean, I found in my time where there are people that just are like, you can't be like, what, you've never watched X, Y, or Z? Some people you have to be like, here, let's watch this, I'll show you. You know, sugar catching, you know, more flies than vinegar or whatever. No, oh wow, your partner sounds like he's a... That sounds uniquely boring. You gotta, it's like, you gotta have some room for a little bit of garbage, just as a treat. That way you know, fuck you. Yeah, like, obviously, it's just not at this, not the, yeah. Also, so he can't be boring. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. Yeah, have to resort to the fucking cheese because of this bastard. I mean, you know, there is a reason to believe that, you know, if somebody, you know, if you know, most everybody, you know, with fully formed brains, I want to put that caveat out there. If most everybody with, you know, fully formed brains, you know, at least, you know, you know, had a little bit, you know, you know, got a little bit stoned every once in a while, the world would be better off. Oh yeah, there is good edutainment, to be sure. He's just highly self-educated, and though he can appreciate dumb internet humor, he'd rather listen to a 6-hour Fall of Civilizations podcast. Even though he's living in a, however many years old he is, Fall of Civilizations society. Ah. Highly. I see what you did there, Moni. I see what you did. I see the pun you're I see the pun. But anyway, the thing of it is that, I mean, to kind of circle back around, it's like a lot of, you know, it's so weird to me that a lot of people of my generation and, you know, a little bit older never kind of, you know, figured out that a lot of, you know, like that a lot of their, you know, junk foodie entertainment at times had, you know, some, you know, attempted to be, you know, dryly you know, kind of low-key educational. I mean, granted, of course, you know, Yeah, they don't want, yeah, they don't want to engage with it material intelligently, lest they have to give it up because, you know, it turns out they were total shit. It turns out their favorite kid, the favorite TV show when they were growing up, actually, you know, actually taught them something that's in direct opposition to what they've become. You know, like the many people that watch Star Wars and Star Trek and, you know, didn't get the hint about, you know, anti-fascism in Star Wars or anti-capitalism in Star Trek. I mean, especially the Star Trek thing, because Star Trek fandom, you know, pretty much, I've never known Star Trek fandom to not be all up in the trap of buying Star Trek merchandise, and it's like, yeah, I know that Gene Roddenberry tried to do it to get, you know, to make a little money, you know, in a capitalist society, but you know, if you actually pay attention. If yeah, they don't want to think about it. They just don't want to. Yeah, being aware of the bullshit. And being, you know, and being able to say, yeah, generally speaking, you know, the worst part is being able to engage with, you know, something and know that, you know, yeah, well, for the most part, this thing I grew up with, and, you know, even a lot of the people that made it seem to be pretty cool. Some of the people that made it, even, you know, show creator, you know, certain, you know, or show creators and or star slash host of, you know, certain animated live action hybrid programs starring major comedians, you know, were, you know, absolute shitbirds, but yet, you know, there were actually well-meaning intentions from people other than fuck me. Yeah, it's not, yeah, it's not always a penance. It's enlightening and it allows you to, you know, to really unpack shit, you know, how you engage with it, but I mean, it's a problem when you see people, I know, that don't engage with it in a healthy fashion. Also shape the impressions of that stuff. Fuck me. Such as, to throw an example out there, the cartoons of one Robert Clampett, because one small sliver of the toxicity of one of his most famous fanboys has to deal with, you know, Yeah. Bob Clampett was one of the main directors for Looney Tunes in the 30s and 40s. And, and he was probably he's the one that introduced the pure anarchy to the Looney Tunes and everything. And almost to the point of the detriment of those of some of his cartoons. But here's the thing: one of his biggest fucking fanboys in the world of animation is John Kricfalusi. Yeah, that one. And he fucking looks down on basically. But besides being a creeper and a fucking abusive bastard and everything, and and of course, all that, he is famously a shit to anybody that doesn't hail Bob Clampett as the greatest animation mind that ever existed. Which is funny because, first off, Kricfalusi's first job in animation was at Filmation, which, of course, he will still, at the drop of a hat, fucking talk shit about Filmation, even though they, hired him in a job market in animation that was, fucking terrible, because the 70s were very terrible for animation all around. But anyway, one of his big time friends and people that actually agrees with his assessment of Bob Clampett is a guy named Eddie Fitzgerald. He worked on Ren and Stimpy and other things that Clampett did. But the thing of it is that when the two of them were at Filmation, at one point they were running their mouths about how Bob Clampett, Bob Clampett this, Bob Clampett that. And apparently it was in presence of one of Filmation's senior animators who was an old, one of the, had worked in the golden age of animation. But the thing of it is, he didn't work at Warner Brothers, he didn't work for Bob Clampett. He worked in New York City. And, low-key, goes deep into the politics of the animation industry, but the New York City people and the LA people kind of didn't see eye to eye, because they were completely different scenes. And apparently this animator got so fucking just couldn't stand it anymore that he fucking punched fucking Eddie Fitzgerald in the goddamn face to shut him the fuck up. That's how, yeah. And, yeah. 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 It's always been one of my favorite fucking stories, because I never really liked Ren and Stimpy. I didn't like the gross out humor and everything. It really gross out humor in animation doesn't do it for me. But it really made me happy as soon as I learned that he was kind of an asshole. That one of his friends would get fucking punched in the face by an old an old pro from the over it. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that Kricfalusi just didn't he could never, you know... I mean, I'm not one to, you know, defend the whole... You know, I'm definitely not a pro think of the fucking children person in terms of, you know, cartoons and stuff, but he just never... He never had a filter. He never could read the room. And he could... And, I mean, amongst the people that he hated the most were network people. It doesn't hurt that... I mean, I understand why. He worked on the... I don't remember if you've ever seen it, Moni, but in the 80s, there was a Mighty Mouse cartoon that Ralph Bakshi, yes, the Fritz the Cat and, you know, the Fritz the Cat guy. But yeah, he worked on that. And that show got, even though it had run, there was no new, they had gone 2 seasons and it run its course, the damn show got pulled from reruns because fucking a religious fanatic got pissy over an episode where Mighty Mouse, he'd been carrying these flowers and he gets, like, you know, hurt, you know, and, you know, seriously hurt, and he has the crushed the crushed flower, and he sniffs the crushed flower, and he fucking and, you know, and he recovers and he saves the day and all that shit. Yeah. And yeah, and it got taken off the air because of it. It was, I mean, it's CBS, to give them credit, CBS did try and defend the show. I mean, but it was just, I mean, it was just the most ridiculous shit ever. Yeah, absolutely. But CBS kind of played the, I am familiar with the Satanic Panic, for sure. I mean, and not necessarily on a true crime, but just because of everything that happened. But CBS is kind of funny because they played both ends of it. Because you know that Tom Cruise movie, you know, where, you know, that's the anti-D&D thing, you know, that the one that basically every YouTuber, pop culture YouTuber, you know, has the shits and giggles on. Yeah. But anyway, that aired on CBS, and the funny thing is, that aired on CBS in like around like February of '83. The next fucking fall, guess what CBS is airing on Saturday mornings? The cartoon tied in. The Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Trademark, registered trademark fucking symbol. So it's like, and, you know, so they would play both ends of it. And of course, I mean, CBS News would totally get into, you know, outrages like that for, you know, for attention. Oh, yeah. Ooh, gruesome. And that's the thing, yeah, because it doesn't hurt that at least to my knowledge, I mean, you know, Vermont didn't have like any like, you know, murders or anything that, you know, that snarled up the Satanic Panic. Oh yeah, the because a funny story about the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. A surprising amount of the people that worked on that show ended up becoming born-again Christians, because Willie Ames, who starred on the show as Hank, he of course is, you know, total fucking crazy town, you know, born-again Christian. You know, he's right up there with fucking, you know, he's right up there with Kirk Cameron in terms of that. And the voice director slash producer for the show also became born again. But one of the other voice actors also became a born again Christian, but she ultimately stayed in secular voice acting. And when she was interviewed on some website in the early 2000s, she remarked that when people talked about, hey, how do you get past the fact you were on Dungeons and a cartoon based around Dungeons and Dragons, you know, and all of the you know, it being kind of dicey to a lot of Christians. She's like, and she point blank said, it's like, you know, because she was also voice acted on the original My Little Pony cartoon. She was like, you know, there were more. I have more issues with some of the things that were in the My Little Pony cartoon than the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Which, I mean, oh yeah, Fundy's fucking, I mean, sign me up for that, for agreeing that. Fuck you. But yeah, so it's kind of like, and it's funny because, I mean, and it's so, what's even funnier is that in terms of cartoons and animation, one of the most prolific writers of cartoons and animation in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s was a guy named Jeffrey Scott. And he, well, besides being the nephew of one of the damn Three Stooges, I forget which one off the top of my head, but besides having that claim to fame, the thing of it is that besides writing tons of episodes, like, there are entire cartoons where he would write every episode for a season of a show. Like, point blank. Like the first, 2.5 seasons of Muppet Babies. He wrote every fucking episode. I'm dead serious. Every episode. He wrote, multiple, straight up every single episode of Super Friends for 3 or 4 years running. This is how prolific he was. This is crazy amounts of writing. But the thing of it is that low key that nobody seems to recognize, dude's a Scientologist. Cause he felt the first time that Warner Brothers released a Super Friends DVD, they had an interview with him. And he kind of, he referenced it to it. And it was only a handful of Super Friends episodes. But it's so funny. When they did full seasons, that interview ain't been seen. Because, everyone's like, ooh. Somebody kind of realized that, yeah. Maybe that's not something we want anybody to low-key know. Yes. And the thing of it is that nobody, and it's and it's nobody, of course, in the 80s, batted an eye, because it was before the, well, not really, because it was before the cult was kind of, the cult was known and hated, but it wasn't something that, was the biggest of deals. Because God knows that, I mean, God knows that now everybody, you know, deals with it, you know, since they've, you know, kind of stopped being low-key. You know, the Scientologists are there, but yeah. But it's funny that, you know, how some things just, you know, how things work out. See all these parallel... Wait, Miles? No, of course not. Because when you're indoctrinated, you to anything, it just, you know, you have the blinders. You totally have the blinders on. Oh, goodness. Yeah, and I get it. But it is, yeah. God damn it. We're almost out of... Oh, God. I need to move around for a bit. I need to go away and move around for a second. Oh, goodness Christ. So I'll be back shortly again, and it'll be the last run. And the furthest this morning, haven't even gotten to frickin' the Yellow Devil at all. So, yeah, this was yeah. No wonder Gorex said that this was fucking hellish. Because, oh my god. But I'll be back. Alright. It's time for the final run. However far it takes us. Can we make it past the Yellow Devil? Maybe? Possibly? Can we make it to the fucking Wily stages? Cause, yeah. But, regardless of the timer... Unless, you know, somebody wants to see the world burn and, you know, throws $30 worth of bits, subs, whatever, my way, you know, so that they can see me pick a fucking random, torturous, hateful game. For science. Something like that. Oh. Moni, you didn't have to do that.
I'm rich. I'm wealthy.
Well,
Yahoo!
that means
Comfortably well off. Woohoo!
we've passed $25 in the thing, so the random number generator is in play here for the 25 tier, which is how many goddamn numbers? 653. So let's see, out of 653, $222. What will be the third game that we've selected here be? That is... Oh, Moni. You're not gonna like this one. Number 222 on the list is from Madden 2001. Oh, man. I know you don't like football, so that's not... Oh, man. Yep. Let me. Madden his memes. Well, it's Madden 2001 for the N64. So it's like, you know, not an awful Madden game. Yeah. Now the world knows that you redeemed it too. So yeah. Oh well. Now if somebody wants, let's see, 20. So we're just over. It was me. Yes. Everyone will wonder, how the hell did that happen? But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, that's the wrong one. Don't need to, yeah, so let's somebody donate $22. Yes. 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 They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Yep, that's like a meme in and of itself. That's like the well, I mean, you know, not demanding. I'm just putting it out there. Cause it's that Madden. And also for the lulz. But yeah. If somebody that can't afford it does the $22, we get a shitty tier game. Plus, you know, multiple, you know, other things. Yeah. But that makes it worth it, knowing that, you know, it's just gonna say redeemed by Moni, and like everybody that knows you will be like, the fuck? Because I mean, when I do get to stream it, I'll be like, yeah, I'd totally be like, yeah, she did it. Okay. Well, now with that, yeah, now with everything though, we are at, unless I, you know, actually take care of fucking business with this game, probably 2 runs in us. That is, unless I, yeah. You know what? For a couple of seasons, my dad, like, because he grew up in Colorado and liked the colors. Was that before? Was that back when they had the light blue, you know, and orange jerseys, or the current dark fucking blue abominations? Like, no, oh, so the current abominations. You had, so no wonder you don't watch the football. You were at the fucking peak. I mean, that's when Denver won right around when Denver won the back-to-back. I mean, you got the peak fucking experience, football watching experience. Oh, yeah. Because they fucking beat the Packers the first of those fucking 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, you definitely got the fucking, the full football fan experience. No wonder, yeah. No wonder you don't even need to, after that, you know, it's nowhere but down. Especially the mocking fucking, you know, the opposing fans. Are you gonna be a shithead today, sir? I mean, especially since it turns out, oh yeah. I mean, and it's a moment the mocking of fucking Brett Favre fans, it only ages better because Brett Favre is such a shithead. And he... Yeah, well... And now, well, now it's everybody hates the Chiefs because, you know. Yeah, he's just he's so horrible. I mean, as a Red Sox fan, I have the cross to bear that is fucking that is Kurt Schilling, that fuckface. God damn it. I like to think that he died after the 2008 season. I mean, it doesn't, you know, doesn't erase everything, but it definitely... You still got that spirit of the Bronco fan in you. Yeah. You still got that spirit of Bronco fan in you. It never fully went away. Yeah. Oh, so... Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, wow. So your granddad went to school with Archie. Hot damn. Because he's pretty much fucking... down south. Archie's fucking almost... I mean, he's practically goddamn... I know. He's practically freaking royalty. Son of a bitch. Yeah. I mean, what can you say? Was a fucking huge star in college, and well, then he got the shit luck of being drafted by the Saints when they were, anything but competent. Because honestly, Archie was yeah. Yeah, no one could be... No one could be Johnny Cash. There's only one of those. But yeah. But there's an Elvis for fucking... There's always an Elvis. He's everywhere. Which is funny to come to think of it, you know, that he's everywhere. I'm not sure how familiar you are with fan films for Star Trek, but the very first big one that came up in the internet age, the guy that fucking, you know, organized it and for a while starred in it, the way he paid his bills was as a fucking Elvis impersonator. And of course, he on the Star Trek fan film series, he played Captain Kirk. So, you know, just put that in your head. Just do it, Moni. Just put it in your head. I'll let you stew with that for a few moments. Oh dear. I have no idea why it's there. You never learn why. Wasn't even friends or family, he's just some guy. Maybe it's a, you know, maybe it's required by Mississippi law that you have to provide at least one Elvis impersonator room and board, you know, in your lifetime. If, you know. Like, he would have never. Again, it's possible that he obligated by law. Might not be true, but it sounds good. It's a mystery. Well, think of it this way. If there's like an afterlife, or, you know, at the end, you know, you learn the great mysteries of life. The great mystery you will learn won't be, you know, the answer of life, the universe, or everything. It'll be why your grandfather picked up that Elvis impersonator. Yeah. The great Moni mystery would be, you know. If Moni, if your life is the one Daffy Duck cartoon where he's, you know, tormented by the unseen hand of Bugs Bunny, that's pretty much your Daffy, and the Elvis impersonator is Bugs. Wasn't that more, but most were family or in, yeah. This guy was just, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. Probably dictated by, there's probably something in Mississippi law that's like, you know, to honor the king and his memory, you must accept at least one. You have a quota of how many. You have a quota of, fuck. You have a quota of Elvis impersonators that you must provide room and board for. Well, yeah. That doesn't shock me. Well, yeah. Same thing in Vermont. Because, I mean, that having to pull over for, yeah, it's more of a courtesy, but yeah. I'm sure there's a precedent for why Mississippi codified it into law. Yeah, I'm sure. White gaps are just nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's, ain't that the damn truth. I ain't even I mean, I'm originally from the north, and that's something I definitely fucking learned, is that Southern poor is a completely fucking different context. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that you kind of, if you've ever been with that, you know, the least bit without, it's pretty goddamn, I think personally, I think one of the lowest things is that you could, you know, act like, you know, just like, you know, up and act like you never been that fucking disadvantaged. Never been disadvantaged. That's the most disrespectful fucking thing, because yeah. Yeah. But that would make sense. Oh, fuck me. You know, that almost turned very bad. That would require me. Mm-hmm. You fucker. I hate you. I'm talking about the big eye. Okay. God damn it. No. I enjoy it, but, it has definitely been, that enjoyment factor has definitely gone down in this trying to fucking do all 6 games deathless, because, yeah. It has been brutalizing me in very hateful ways. Like, all the hateful ways. Yeah, and now, Moni, you've seen me play it more than fucking is sane. Because, you know, I'm starting to wonder how the hell Proto and Goric managed to beat. Fuck! God damn it! Fuck. I'm starting to wonder how fucking Goric and Proto Shield managed to deathless the fucking all 6. Simply because of this goddamn game. Because, I mean... well... I'm not sure that it's fucking sunk in with me. Yeah. This is true. Well, I think that this is a game... I think that's the problem is that this one, more than any of the other Mega Man games, is really not intended to be deathless. Or, you know, or Buster only. Because I can assure you, trying this challenge as the Streamathon thing has absolutely cured me of ever wanting to Buster only this first game. That will never happen. Yeah, Mr. Driller is is in the future now. But yeah, a puzzler that isn't Eggerland. But now that you mention it, Abby, the more we talk about it being not Eggerland, it might hurt me more than Eggerland did. No! To the development swing time, like I did this and didn't. The fuck is wrong with you? Why did you do this, Bane? Oh god. Ah. Yeah, well, Proto's just, I mean... Proto's skill level is just kind of off the charts at this point. I mean, between the Mario 1, the no power-ups, no coins, well, 1 coin, you know, no killing enemies challenge. Oh, Los, don't, I'll hold you to it. I will give you the ROMs for the 2 that I've streamed. And I'll even give you the guides that I use to try and parse it out. I mean, Jaycock still kind of hates me, low-key, for forcing that damn game onto him. Oh, God. How bad... Yeah. He was like... Shit. Yes, Abby. But like one big map, and then the you had to find the fucking... There were the unlockable... It's better than Glover, but, I mean... Getting, you know... Getting punched in the... Punched in the, junk repeatedly is better than Glover, I think. The only thing worse than Glover is having to play it 2 times in a row. Oh, only 6 minutes left. Really wish I could put fluent internet. Yes. I wish there was for I wish there, you know, for jobs they had like a literacy test. Be like, you know, have like where it's like meme literacy, like, you know, do you remember you know, like, you know, where they hire you based on your ability to remember shit like, you know, Mr. T versus and all your base and stuff like that. That would I mean, you know, that would be helpful, I feel. Well, yeah. I mean, especially if you fuck. Mm-hmm. Or anything that, you know, handles with the fucking public, because, I mean... because, like, that whole, you know, that whole, oh, I don't doubt it. But, like, I mean, you know, like, for instance, to use a much more lower stakes example, like, when, God damn it. Yeah. But, like, a lower stake, you know, example is, like, you know, when, like, GameStops and game stores were getting the, you know, dealing with the calls for, do you have Battletoads? That whole meme shit. You know that fucking no one outside of, you know, for the most part, nobody fucking dealt with that intelligently. Yes, retail truly is cursed. But how do you know? You don't have a relative country you never to that's trying to leave you alone. Well, if you don't click. I mean, how the hell am I, a white man, supposed to, you know, supposed to just automatically believe that somebody, you know, that I don't have a relative that's a Nigerian prince? I mean, you know, how? You know, how in the world? Oh, God. Yeah. Again. Yeah. I hear you on that, Abby. I worry about my mother, too, sometimes. She's a bit more, she's certainly more savvy. She's been using computers, you know, since before the internet was really a thing to most people, but, I mean, low-key, she's kinda, I constantly worry that my mother is fucking, you know, low-grade senile. And Dr. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I worry, like, at one point, because she's been throwing me, you know, the financial fucking line to keep me going. And it's like, the thing of it is that at one point, she just, like, drops $1,000 on me, unannounced. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, did she get, like, somebody, like, I mean, did somebody, like, fucking try and fake my fucking voice? I mean, because she doesn't know she doesn't know I fucking stream. And, you know, with the AI bullshit, people could fucking fake my voice. I mean, there's fucking, you know, there's literally hundreds of hours of my fucking voice out on the internet now. Yeah. But Dr. Phil's a piece of shit. I will never that's the thing. That's like one of the chief crimes of Oprah Winfrey. Is that she platformed that piece of shit. Him and fucking Dr. Oz. Although, I will... What do they have in common? Oh, God, Los. You know what? Your next stream, you better be fucking streaming on that. Streaming that. And playing it to completion. Now. I'd call him a... Yeah, Moni. But yeah, the one thing that keeps me happy... Yes, you heard me, Los. But anyway, so the timer is dead. Goodbye, timer. So this... Did you throw an edge-shaped gauntlet down? Yes, I did, sir. Hold on, we're deleting things here. Or hiding things, I should say. Since the timer is over. You know what? No, I can't anymore. I can't Mega Man 1 anymore. I give up. But anyway, I will before we go and read out and tell YouTube goodbye. Generally, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I gave it more than 3 hours. I gave it the total actual playtime was, well, no, 6 plus close to fucking 7 hours of playtime over between last night and tonight. But yeah, 3 hours here, freaking more than 3 hours because it got disconnected. So, oh my god. I've invested much time in this. But anyway, the one thing about Oprah that keeps me happy, so that again, this is a very specific Vermont thing, but the NBC station that serves Vermont out of Plattsburgh, New York, Channel 5, WPTZ, the historical location, the official location of the transmitter is North Pole, New York. So, and this is another sign that I am way too goddamn old. There is that what used to happen is that, you know, like network shows and syndicated shows, they would record these things where the stars or the hosts of the show would read off like the station IDs, like, you know, as a tie-in thing. And of course, anybody, you know, when you hear North Pole, and they're of course prompt all in a row and all quickly, and it's done super quick. So the thing of it is, since Channel 5, you know, their official thing is North Pole, New York, what would happen is that you would always get these fucky reactions from people. Like, for instance, Letterman, he had, like, you know, he'd have that kind of, like, real, you know, that he'd play it kind of cool, be like, North Pole, New York. It's like, really? You know, kind of like, you know, kind of chuckle it. But the Oprah one would be, you know, in the early days of her show, she'd be like, you know, she'd read it. It's like North Pole, New, you know, Channel 5, whatever their fucking slogan was, Channel 5, you know, WPTZ, North Pole, New York. And it's like, before it cuts off, she's like, North Pole! And it's like, that always, I will take that to my grave, that reaction, just how ridiculous it makes her look as she's responsible for more awful, you know, for Dr. Phil and Dr. fucking Oz, you know, that being clowned by a fucking podunk ass NBC station, you know, who's, you know, biggest claim to fame. Yeah. Claim to fame was that. So that's where I leave you. So YouTube